Gates versus Musk, the billionaire feud that could shape global aid policy. It's not every day that two of the world's richest men publicly go head-to-head over international aid and the lives of the world's poorest people. But that's exactly what's happening. The long-standing tension between Bill Gates and Elon Musk just took a dramatic new turn, this time with Gates accusing Musk of, quote, killing the world's poorest children by supporting huge cuts to the U.S. Agency for International Development, or USAID. This isn't just billionaire drama for entertainment. This clash could actually have global consequences for how the world's richest countries fund humanitarian aid, development, and poverty relief.
Check, check. Check one, check two, check, check.
In this video we'll walk you through the entire story. What's behind this powerful feud? Why is Bill Gates calling out Elon Musk so forcefully now? And how could this public war of words affect people far beyond Silicon Valley? Let's break it down. Before we get to the latest explosion, we have to rewind a bit. Gates and Musk have never exactly been friends. In fact, they've taken subtle and not so subtle shots at each other for years. Back in 2020, Gates said he'd bought an electric car, but it wasn't a Tesla, it was a Porsche Taycan. That clearly didn't sit well with Musk, who tweeted that Gates had no clue about electric vehicles. Since then, things have escalated. Musk has criticized Gates's environmental initiatives, calling him hypocritical. Gates, in turn, has doubted Musk's ability to solve climate change with technology alone. But until recently, most of it stayed in the realm of tech and climate disagreements. This week, it got deeply personal and far more serious. The core of this new feud is the U.S. federal budget, and in particular the dramatic cuts to USAID funding that Musk has publicly supported. For those unfamiliar, USAID is the primary agency through which the U.S. provides foreign aid to developing countries. It funds everything from vaccines and nutrition programs to education, clean water and emergency response. Recently, Musk voiced support for lawmakers pushing for America First budget policies, which include steep reductions to foreign aid. His reasoning? That the United States should focus more on domestic infrastructure, space innovation, and AI leadership. Bill Gates didn't take that lightly. In a public statement, Gates said, Bill Gates cutting USAID doesn't just reduce paperwork, it takes food away from starving children, it cancels malaria programs, it ends vaccine delivery. When billionaires advocate for that, they're not saving money, they're killing the world's poorest children. Yes, those were Gates' exact words, and yes, they were aimed directly at Elon Musk. Let's pause for a second. Why does Bill Gates care so much about this specific agency? Simple. Much of the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation's work in global health, education, agriculture, and disease eradication is done in collaboration with USAID. They co-fund programs, support global vaccine delivery systems, and coordinate efforts to fight diseases like malaria, tuberculosis, and HIV. So when the US slashes USAID's budget, it doesn't just impact governments, it directly disrupts the work Gates has spent billions building. And from Gates's point of view, this isn't a political debate, it's a moral emergency. He believes foreign aid saves lives and that wealthy countries, especially billionaires, have a duty to protect the vulnerable. Now, Elon Musk didn't take this quietly. He fired back on X, formerly Twitter, saying, Elon Musk, I support solving root causes, not feeding bureaucracies. USAID wastes money. Let's focus on innovation, not handouts. He went on to say that private innovation, like Tesla's solar technology or SpaceX's Starlink internet, does more for global development than old-school aid. In Musk's view, technology will leapfrog poverty faster than any government program. He wants to invest in scalable infrastructure like satellites, AI, and electric transport that can empower entire regions. To him, USAID is outdated. To Gates, it's essential. So you can see how this isn't just a disagreement, it's a battle of worldviews. This isn't just two billionaires airing grievances. This feud could influence how governments and the public perceive foreign aid versus tech-based development. If Musk's view wins out, we may see a shift away from traditional humanitarian aid toward more privatized, high-tech approaches. If Gates' view prevails, the global aid model could receive stronger funding and policy backing. And the stakes are enormous. USAID supports nutrition for 25 million children, life-saving vaccines in over 50 countries, emergency food aid for war zones and natural disasters, HIV/AIDS prevention and treatment across Africa, and girls' education in conflict areas. That's not small stuff. We're talking about programs that impact hundreds of millions of people. Unsurprisingly, the internet had thoughts. Some people praised Musk for challenging inefficient government programs and demanding accountability. Others sided with Gates, saying that human lives should come before ideology or profits. Health experts have generally supported Gates' stance, warning that massive cuts to USAID could lead to disease outbreaks, famine, and refugee crises in the world's most fragile regions. Meanwhile, tech entrepreneurs have applauded Musk's vision of bypassing government inefficiency with high-impact innovation. So it's not just Gates versus Musk, it's two huge audiences, two powerful ideologies, and one giant public debate. Interestingly, some voices have tried to bridge the divide. They argue that we don't need to choose between traditional aid and modern tech, that both are necessary. Imagine combining Gates' expertise in global health logistics with Musk's capacity for disruptive technology. Could Starlink deliver medical training to rural villages? Could solar-powered cold storage preserve vaccines in hot climates? Some experts say the future lies in collaboration, not conflict. But for now, Gates and Musk are clearly not on the same page. At the time of this script, USAID's funding status is still being negotiated in the US Congress, but Musk's influence, through both his platform and his fans, is undeniable. Gates, meanwhile, is doubling down on his mission. His foundation just pledged another $1.2 billion to global health projects, a clear message that he's not backing down. Whether these two titans will eventually find common ground or continue clashing publicly remains to be seen. But one thing is certain, this feud is about much more than ego. It's about power, priorities, and the future of how we help people in need. When billionaires feud, the world watches. But when that feud involves the lives of children, public health, and global poverty, it becomes more than just news. It becomes a defining moment. Gates and Musk represent two radically different paths forward, one rooted in government aid, the other in private tech. Which one wins may shape the next decade of global development. So what do you think? Is Gates right to sound the alarm about USAID cuts? Or is Musk right that innovation is the best path forward? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. We're covering the biggest stories that shape our world, explained in clear, simple language.